just real fast because Trevor's about to fall asleep because it's late at night. And that's the only time we can do this, apparently. Basically, I was going to say we, but that might be a little misleading. I have missed filming videos of the two of us together. And I thought
I missed it too.
Have you?
Yeah, but
not late at night.
It's just, yeah.
Hopefully we could figure this out and actually do it at a decent hour. But yeah, so we're just going to try this. This might be a one and done situation. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's we get at least 2. Okay, so the first thing that I have planned for us, are you ready?
Yeah.
I know that your favorite things to do are pose would you rather questions.
Yeah.
So I have a would you rather.
All right.
It's not would you rather go to sleep or would you rather do this video, because that's an easy one. This one is, would you rather go into the past and meet your ancestors or go into the future and meet your great-grandchildren?
I feel like it would benefit me more to visit the past, but maybe visit the future would possibly benefit them more. Because I feel like we learn a lot more from the past than we do from the present, or I don't know. I mean, we don't know the future, but
this is true.
Well,
we kind of know the future.
I guess if you go back in the past, you could also benefit them, but then I don't know, like all of the the time travel's weird. Who knows what time travel's like?
Yeah,
what happens there?
I don't know. I kind of went back and forth because I think it would be really cool to go back and actually have conversations with your ancestors and have like a deeper connection.
You wouldn't be able to. Language.
I wouldn't know the language. I would learn.
Mine spoke English, I think.
Yours did not speak English. You're like from a Germanic background.
Maybe, possibly. Mine's all mixed up.
Yeah, not mine.
I went back to Daniel Boone.
You would want to go just that far? How far back would you want to go?
It depends on how far back you went, because...
So let's say you chose
that was cool.
Your ancestors. Daniel Boone is as far back as you'd want to go.
Well, I know I could speak English to them. So...
You'd actually understand what was happening around you. Like, otherwise you're just people watching.
Yeah. But I also think, like, if you told them who you were, it would be like so frightening that they would just like want to kill you.
Yeah.
Because things like they would just think you're like a demon or something. I don't know. They wouldn't like.
Yeah. Would you, if someone showed up to you and they were like, "Hey, you're my great 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 ancestor," would you kill them?
Yeah, probably.
Note to future generations. Don't come back to Trevor.
I don't know if kill would be the first thing. I'd be scared. What would you do?
I wouldn't jump straight to killing them.
Okay.
I would hear them out and I'd have my hand on my knife.
I'd have my hand on my knife. That's how you sounded.
Well,
from Maurice-ville.
I don't know. It would be really cool to go back to like ancient ancestors, not just like modern history.
But you'd be like people watching still.
Well, yeah.
You wouldn't know.
I wouldn't know, but
you could learn it. But I don't know how long it would take.
I mean, it's like Rosetta Stone, like the language app, the language education system. They just immerse you in the culture and then you figure it out.
You're like, hey, everybody, check it out. I got Rosetta Stone.
You guys heard of Rosetta Stone? And they're like, what the heck are you talking about?
You They'd be like, "You're a witch. We're gonna kill you."
Yeah, I probably wouldn't even announce to everyone who I was. Yeah. I would probably instantly jump to hide into the background of everyone.
Would you like tell them something that would benefit them? Like if they're your
I don't know if I have
ancestors?
enough knowledge that I could impart to
Hey,
ancient civilizations to be like, check this out. Like
in the early 90s, bet on the Cowboys.
The early 90s of an ancient
civilization. Yeah, like what do you do? Ancient civilization. So you're like,
I'm talking like,
guys, guess what? I know how to make paper.
Papyrus. Check this out. But I don't know how to make paper. Like,
yeah, I know. It was like,
like I know they made it with
like
papyrus.
If you went far enough back, like this is how a wheel works, or like whenever that was invented.
I don't want to go that far.
Yeah, back. Like I don't know, like where are you going? You know.
Yeah. Speaking of ancient history, you know this, that I've been on a kick about Egypt recently.
I do know this.
I don't know if I want to dive crazy into Egypt, but I will say this: I'm on a personal rediscovery of history, and as someone who loves history, it's a fun time in my life because it's just a whole lot of new discoveries. And I've always been a fan of Egyptian history, and to now be kind of opened up to the idea that the pyramids may not have been tombs for the pharaohs. Like, that's kind of rocking my world a little bit, because that's what I've always been told.
Crazy theories.
And what really bothers me more than anything about my recent enlightenment about all of this is that history has always been presented to me as this is what it was. And if it wasn't what it was always like, hey, we think this is what they use this for.
Right.
But that never was the case with the pyramids. It was always like, these are the pyramids. They were the tombs for the pharaohs. There was never even the option of, we think they were used as tombs for the pharaohs. Yeah. And so
well, I think part of it is if there's so much unknown, that's like it's too unsettling for culture at large. Maybe not like, to like teach in schools and stuff, because I think some point like people get like okay, we have to have some answers on this, or it's like not even worth talking about because we don't know anything.
Yeah, but how hard is it to say these are the pyramids and we think, but we don't know for sure? Like, I feel like that was an easy sentence.
If not difficult.
And it really wouldn't have disturbed me so much, because there's so many things we still don't understand about ancient civilizations.
Yeah.
So to just present it as like, we don't know, like, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to not know. What's not okay is to present these things, your hypothesis, as factual information to unsuspecting people growing up in education. And then it's like, oh, well, that may not have been what it was used for. And so I'm currently on a kick of figuring out what me single-handedly, I'm going to figure out what the pyramids were used for.
I feel like there are a lot of those things in history or just in school that like were told to me as facts. In church, I was told a lot of things were as facts as well. And I believe most of those things because I feel like I've tested them out for myself. But there's still like even a few things that, people will say in church that's like out of context scripture, or things that are just like good things to say, but they're not necessarily like from the Bible or God's truth. I mean, we just did that whole series on slogans.
Yeah.
So it's like some of those things that there's truth in them, but they're not necessarily the whole truth.
And I honestly think this is where the whole like trend of deconstructing your faith as believers is like rooted in this idea that like I was presented information as this is the way it is, and now I'm discovering that there's alternate solutions. And the difference between me figuring out or me hearing that the pyramids might have had a different use, and then hearing different ideologies about how we can interpret the Bible. The difference between those two things is that one of them has evidence to back it up, and the other one we're still kind of floundering around.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, it's the Bible that has the evidence. I'm still not sure what the pyramids are for. But I'm going to figure it out, and I'm going to let you know.
There you go.
Once I do, you better believe it. I've also stumbled upon another scientific discovery that I've been waiting for this moment to share with you.
Oh, okay.
There is actually scientific findings that support the reality of a spiritual dimension.
Not surprising to me.
So, like, these 2 scientists, and I'm going to screw this up real bad, but, like, I want to say it was either in the early 1900s or the late 1800s, they came together and they were like, we're going to create this experiment where we bounce beams off of mirrors and translucent mirrors, basically, so that it'll bounce off this mirror, come back to this one, bounce off this one, come back to this one. So basically, that there's a convergent point of energy.
I feel like you see this in horror movies where there's all the mirrors and you don't know which one is the killer.
Well, it's not like a fun house setup.
Okay.
it's
Okay.
just
That's
a little.
reminding me of.
It's just a little experiment.
Okay. All right.
Like no one's walking through
All
this
right.
or anything. They're just shooting a laser into it.
Like, where is he?
So basically, what they were trying to figure out is the laser beam affected by these interfering waves? And in the first time they did the experiments, they didn't have the technology to really detect the interference with the waves, so they didn't detect anything. And so they were like, "Oh, there is no alternate dimension, or there is no like other dimension that our world coincides with." So then fast forward to modern science, and they did the experiment again more recently, like in the past 20 or 30 years, I can't remember exactly. But basically, with the advances in technology, they discovered that there was an interference at the convergent point, which at the very least upholds their theory that if there is a spiritual dimension, or they called it the ether or whatever, or something like that, there is something that we cannot see, that we cannot explain, that emits these not alternate, but it emits these like they're going the opposite direction waves that messes up and interferes with these beams. So basically they were saying like, hey, there is something, and we think it's spiritual, that is on the earth.
I've seen like, I don't think I've ever actually like watched a full episode or anything, but like they have like here's a haunted house and we're gonna go like hunt the ghosts or whatever, and they have
like ghost hunters
technology stuff. I don't know what they're using.
The ghostometer.
Yeah, whatever. Like I'm like, all right, here comes Ghostbusters. You know, like they're gonna catch him in the box. You know, but it's, you know, I don't know what they're using. If they're using something.
I don't know. I don't watch those shows.
Yeah.
As soon as I see ghosts, I'm like, nope.
Yeah, you're diving into all of this.
That's different. That's different. Like, they're going out searching for it for entertainment. I'm looking at this stuff like...
This is like your obsession with sharks. Like, you're not going to get in the water because of a shark, but you really want to know about the sharks.
Yeah. Listen, I can tell you all about sharks.
Yeah, I know.
I know all the things about sharks. I know how to defend yourself if a shark attacks you.
But you're never going to be in the water.
No,
with a
I
shark.
won't. No.
So.
Do you remember the first time we went to the ocean together and you pulled me out into the ocean?
Yeah, you were scared.
Do you remember that? Because I almost broke up with you.
I don't know that I, like, pulled you all the way out there.
Listen, it was too far. Because
like dragging you.
Yes. Do you remember? You don't remember that? No, it was a serious thing, and I remember because you had your arms around my arms, and I was like, please no, I don't like this.
It was like 2 feet of water,
and I don't.
Like, no.
I don't think at that point you realized how serious my fear of the ocean was, because you never did it again after that.
Wow.
But I was like, I knew. I was like, this is it. This is where I die. And like, I've tried my whole life to not let this happen.
There are things called irrational fears.
I never said it was completely based in rationality. Like, I never said that. And statistically speaking, I'm never going to get attacked by a shark.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting in the water past my waist. Well, definitely,
statistically speaking, you're probably going to get attacked by a shark.
But basically, yeah. I don't mess with the spiritual realm for entertainment. I would like to be informed. And I love it when I find scientific information that upholds things that I read about in the Bible, that upholds things that we've experienced in real life. You know?
I think there's definitely a value in being informed about things that you don't even like. It's important to have like just a proper view of those kinds of things. And we did a study on the spiritual realm by Chip Ingram, and it was really good. And it was very like good in the way that I feel like he handled it. Because I mean, we would talk about like temptation and where does that come from, and there's people who are like, oh well, Satan made me do it. Satan made me do this. Satan's doing that. Satan's doing that, and it's always Satan. Mm-hmm. It's always Satan or the demons doing something, and never from our own sinful nature and desires. And so, instead of being one way or the other, there's a middle ground somewhere. And not that he even gave like, here is the middle ground, but he was just saying it's not always one.
Yeah.
And so
no, because there is like your own sinful desire, right? That is always fighting inside of you. So yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I have 2 more things. All right, 2 more things. Which is actually 3 more things. Okay. Because we each have a video to show each other. But before I do, did you hear about the bear in the tree at Disney World?
No.
It's not a joke.
Okay, it sounds like there's a joke.
There really was
Did you hear about the bear in the tree at Disney World?
There really was a bear in a tree in Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
Like
in the tree? Oh wait, no, that's
Animal Kingdom.
Sorry.
It was just a hungry bear.
How did it get it? Because I can imagine that's why I'm thinking Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
Like they have
it wasn't, it was a wild bear. Florida has bears. Did you know that?
Well, I mean, yeah. Probably everywhere does, but not usually in the middle of
Texas, like we don't have bears.
Yeah, I'm sure we do somewhere.
Not in Southeast Texas. We have gators.
Well, we probably have
I'm talking Southeast, like our climate. We don't have bears. But Florida has bears.
Yeah, that's
why do they have bears? I've never understood it. I don't know. Someone explain it to me. Because I don't know. I'll research it and figure it out. But there was a bear at Disney World.
Something about the Everglades or something.
And that's pythons. That's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
But they like shut that part of the park down.
Sure.
And they like shot the bear with tranquilizers.
Okay.
Got it down. And then they released it into the wild.
Okay, well that's I guess what you should do. It's like,
I mean, can you imagine and part of me, like, I don't know, I'm just like, listen, if that bear didn't make it, I believe 100% that they found another bear and videoed themselves releasing a random bear into the wild. Yeah, because they had video of both things. Like they had a video of them.
They're not going to have the PR
carry it out,
releasing it.
Yeah,
but
like Winnie the Pooh was climbing up in a tree and they shot it.
Yeah. But it's like, why don't you go release it like in the Colorado Rockies or like somewhere where like
That's
no
not
one
its natural
is.
habitat, Trevor.
I know.
Come
but
on.
I don't know why Florida is either.
But I just thought that was a fun fact.
That
Okay.
interests you?
It interests me. Okay, so we each have a video that we haven't seen that we're gonna show each other. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. I don't know. I have a list
Oh gosh.
of
Okay.
I randomly save videos. I always have a list of funny videos to pull from.
Just when you're feeling a little down.
I'm feeling a little
Go through
down.
your videos.
I go and I watch all my videos. All right, this one's turned up all the way. You want to watch that one first?
Sure.
All right.
Should I read? Just press
No,
play.
I just press play.
Are you kidding me?
What was it? Okay. I was thinking something else was happening at the end of that, and it.
Did you think he was gonna poop?
It looked like he was about to.
That's what I thought was gonna happen
He was
too.
about to do something, and
He just needed that extra boost. Okay.
All right. So our kids wear Crocs, and a lot of times when I'll show up to do basketball, guys will have Crocs on, and they're warming up in them. Sometimes, very rarely, but they'll actually try to play in them. And I'm like, "What are you gonna break your ankle?"
That's
But
bad news.
They do it.
Why would you do that?
So there are right and wrong ways to wear Crocs. So,
Okay.
I think
This one?
Yeah. I think it's all.
Oh,
I hit the lock button.
thank you.
There is.
Oh gosh. You know, I know some people who would say there's always a wrong way to wear a Croc.
Yeah, there's a few of those never Crocs people.
And those people are just missing out on
They're also probably the same
the
people
joys
who
of
are
life.
like, I don't like Chick-fil-A, or
I don't understand those people.
I don't ever eat sugar. I don't know.
Just for fun, this is my favorite video. I can't rewind it, so it's just gonna
play.
be it is what it is. Here.
You gonna make good choices today?
I thought you wanted me to play.
You gonna be a good boy? No? Guess that answers that.
The old fart and dart.
I could imagine Loki doing that for some reason.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, hopefully he never does, but I could imagine.
Yeah.
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 Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Hey, thanks for doing this with me. Because it's way past Trevor's bedtime. Yay.
Next time we'll do it at 6 a.m.
Yeah, I would wake up and do it at 6 a.m. Mm-hmm. I might need some coffee, but I could do it. You heard it here. You heard it first. Next video, 6
Might be in
a.m.
the morning. Oh gosh.
And thank you for being here.
Who are you talking to?
Is that your mom?
No one's watching.
Oh, man. All right. Well, happy Monday. See you
How
next
many
week.
times we can-
See you. Okay. Bye.